Stadium, and it's all sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Memory, starring Liam Neeson. Well, fans, we're ready to bring out our fighters for the Showtime Championship Boxing opening attraction, a welterweight attraction, a special one indeed. First, please welcome the fighters as they make their way to the stage from Brooklyn, New York. His record: 21 wins, 2 losses, 7 wins, coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the battle-ready contender, Zachary Zungri Ochoa. And now his opponent from La Quinta, California. Undefeated at 24 wins, no losses, 22 wins, coming by way of knockout. Here is the talented young star of the welterweight division, Brandon Lee. Well, fans, we're ready to bring our fighters to the scale for the Showtime Championship Boxing opening attraction. First to the scale in his 24th professional bout, the welterweight contender, Zachary Zungri Ochoa. $141 1/4 pounds, 141 1/4 pounds for Zachary Ochoa. And now his opponent, the undefeated, hard-hitting welterweight standout, Brandon Lee. $142.5 pounds, 142.5 pounds for Brandon Lee. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Lee, Zachary Ochoa opens up our Showtime Championship Boxing, 6 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, fans, at this time, Premier Boxing Champions continues with our official weigh-in for our Showtime Championship featured attraction and our first world title attraction of the evening. Please welcome the fighters as they make their way to the stage. First, the challenger from Kaunas, Lithuania. He is undefeated at 13 wins, no losses, 1 no decision, 9 wins, coming by way of knockout. He'll be making his first attempt at a title. Here is the WBA #1 ranked welterweight in the world, Eimantas Stanionis. And his opponent is the defending champion, fighting out of Indio, California by way of Russia. His record: 14 wins, no losses, 1 no contest, 11 wins, coming by way of knockout. Welcome the WBA regular welterweight world champion, Radzab No Mercy Butaev. And it looks like our fighters are ready to step onto the scale. 12 rounds of boxing, WBA regular welterweight championship of the world. First, the challenger, a 2016 Olympian undefeated challenger, Eimantas Stanionis. 146.5 pounds, 146.5 pounds for Aymantas Stanionis. Limit is 147. He makes it quite easily. And his opponent is the defending champion, making the first defense of his title, the undefeated WBA welterweight world champion, Radzab No Mercy Butaev. $146.5 pounds, the same weight as his opponent. Butaev weighs in at 146.5 pounds. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Showtime Championship Boxing featured attraction, WBA Welterweight Championship with World Battle of Undefeateds. Radzab Butaev, Aymantas Stanionis. Well, fans, that concludes the weigh-in for our Showtime Championship Boxing portion of our program tomorrow night. Once again, Eastern Time starting at 7 p.m., local Central Time, 6 p.m. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the official weigh-in for the pay-per-view portion of tomorrow night's action, brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions and sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Memory, starring Liam Neeson. Our opening attraction features an exciting showdown in the welterweight division. Welcome our fighters to the stage at this time. First, from Riverside, California. He's a two-time world title challenger, currently ranked the WBC #7 welterweight in the world. Please welcome the Riverside Rocky, Josecito Lopez. And his opponent is fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Petersboro, Ontario, Canada. He is undefeated, 20-0 with 9 wins, coming by way of knockout. Ranked the WBO #6 welterweight contender, known as the Crippler, Cody Crowley. And as our fighters are preparing to step onto the scale, reminding you our Showtime pay-per-view begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, that's 8 p.m. Central Time. And our fighters are ready to step onto the scale at this time. 21 knockouts in his 49 professional bouts. The battle-ready veteran world contender, please welcome the Riverside Rocky, Josecito Lopez. 146.5 pounds, 146.5 pounds for Josecito Lopez. And his opponent is a determined force of the division, the undefeated southpaw contender, the Crippler, Cody Crowley. Cody Crowley weighs in at a ready 144.5 pounds, 144.5 pounds for Cody Crowley. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen. Welterweights open up our pay-per-view attraction tomorrow night. Josecito Lopez, the Riverside Rocky versus the Crippler Cody Crowley, 10 rounds, welterweights in the ring. Well, fans, Premier Boxing Champions continues with our official weigh-in for our boxing extravaganza taking place tomorrow night at AT&T Stadium. This time we present lightweights in a special attraction. Please welcome to the stage from Mexico City, La Ciudad de Mexico. With a record of 27 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws, he has 19 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the former WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Francisco El Bandido Vargas. And we invite to the stage at this time, fighting out of Seattle, Washington, by way of Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. His record 11-0 with 7 knockouts. Here's the undefeated Jose El Ray Valenzuela. And our lightweights are ready to step onto the scale at this time. Scheduled 10 rounds of boxing. For the WBC Continental Americas Lightweight Championship, weight limit on this fight is 135 pounds. Here is the former Olympian, former WBC Super Featherweight World Champion, Francisco El Bandido Vargas. 134.5 pounds, 134.5 pounds for Francisco Vargas. And his opponent, the undefeated, talented, rising star and southpaw contender, Jose El Ray Valenzuela. $134 3/4 pounds, 134 3/4 pounds for Jose Valenzuela. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds for the WBC Continental Americas Lightweight Championship. Jose El Rayo Valenzuela versus Francisco El Bandido Vargas. Both our fighters proudly representing their home country of Mexico. This will be a great battle tomorrow night, live on Showtime Pay-Per-View. Well, fans, Premier Boxing Champions continues with our official weigh-in, 10-round lightweight special attraction. Welcome our fighters to the stage at this time. First, fighting out of Miami by way of Guantanamo, Cuba. His record 30 wins, 4 losses, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the former unified champion of the world, El Ciclón de Guantanamo, Yordenis Gamboa. And his opponent joining us to the stage from Mexico City, La Ciudad de Mexico. 22-2-1, 15 knockouts. He's the current WBC and WBO number 4 lightweight in the world. Please welcome Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And the fighters ready to step onto the scale at this time. This is our co-main event of the evening with 18 knockouts and 35 bouts. The acclaimed former world champion El Ciclón de Guantánamo, Yordenis Gamboa. 134 and 1/4 pounds. 134 and 1/4 pounds for Yordenis Gamboa. And his opponent joining us to the scale at this time, the exciting former world title challenger, the number 4 lightweight in the world, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Isaac Cruz, official first attempt at a weigh-in is 136.5 pounds. 136.5 pounds. The weight limit on this fight is 135. He has 1 hour to come back and make the weight limit on this fight. Certainly he will. This is our co-main event of the evening. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the lightweight special attraction, 10 rounds of boxing, the co-main event of the evening. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Yordenis Gamboa. Well, fans, before we bring out our fighters for the main event of the evening at this time, we'd like to welcome a special guest joining us and bring him onto the stage at this time. The Dallas Cowboys pick from Penn State. He set the rookie sack record, named the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Please welcome the weigh-in special guest, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons assisting us in a special, very special occasion here as we bring out our fighters for the main event, for the weigh-in main event of the evening. All right, fans, here we go. Premier Boxing Champion weigh-in main event of the evening, brought to you by TGB Promotions, Man Down Promotions, and Showtime. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Memory, starring Liam Neeson. All right, fans, here we go. Let's bring out our fighters. First, the WBA World Champion, fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Santiago de Cuba in Cuba. His weight, 27 wins. His record, 27 wins, 4 losses, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the current defending WBA welterweight champion of the world, 54 milagros, Yordenis Ugas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on to the stage at this time from Dallas, Texas. His record 27-0 with 21 knockouts. A true star of boxing today. The undefeated IBF and WBC welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. And we're ready to bring our fighters to the scale at this time. Once again, this is for the Unified Welterweight Championship of the World. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled. Weight limit on this fight is a very strict 147 pounds. First to the scale, in his 4th world title appearance and the 2nd defense of his current title, here is the defending WBA welterweight champion of the world, Yordenis Ugas.
146.8. 146.8.
146 3/4 pounds, 146 3/4 pounds for Yordenis Ugas. And his opponent ready to step onto the scale at this time in his 7th consecutive world title appearance, the reigning WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. 146 1/4 pounds. 146 1/4 pounds for Errol Spence Jr. Just maybe alert him in case.
I will. Yeah, thank you.
I'll do it. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboy great Micah Parsons in between them. Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas for the Unified Welterweight Championship of the World. Errol Spence Jr., want to ask you if you have a few words for your fans here in attendance on the eve of this tremendous Unified Welterweight Championship of the World.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and supporting me. I'm putting on a great show and a great performance. Shout out to my family over there. You already know it's nothing but love. I love you, Dallas. We're going to put on a great show tomorrow. I'm going to put on another great performance. Man down, we add another strap to my belt. Let's go.
Errol Spence Jr., the IBF and WBC welterweight champion of the world.